Listen to me carefully, my beloved child, because what I am about to say is not a suggestion meant to decorate your life, but a command meant to transform it. I am speaking to you now in this season of your life, not by accident, but by intention. You have walked many miles. You have endured losses, disappointments, unanswered prayers, and long nights where silence felt heavier than words. And yet you are still here. That alone is reason enough for gratitude, though I will teach you that gratitude goes far deeper than acknowledging survival. I am teaching you the power of gratitude because it is one of the greatest weapons I have placed in your hands. You may not see it as a weapon, because the world has taught you that power looks loud, forceful, and aggressive. But I tell you, gratitude is quiet strength. Gratitude is resistance against despair. Gratitude is defiance in the face of fear. When you choose gratitude, you are not denying your pain. You are declaring that pain will not rule you. I know you have lived long enough to understand that life does not unfold the way you once imagined. Dreams changed. People left. Bodies weakened. Time moved faster than you expected. And the enemy has whispered to you that because of these things, you should live in regret, bitterness, or constant complaint. But I say to you now, gratitude is how you silence that voice. Gratitude is how you reclaim authority over your thoughts and your spirit. When you wake each morning and draw breath into lungs that have carried you through decades, that breath is from me. When your heart continues to beat, even after heartbreak tried to stop it, that rhythm is sustained by my hand. When you have food to eat, a place to rest, and even one memory that brings warmth instead of sorrow, these are not small things. They are sacred gifts. And when you acknowledge them, you align your spirit with truth instead of lack. You have been taught to focus on what is missing, on what hurts, on what did not turn out the way you hoped. But I am retraining your vision. I am teaching you to see what remains. I am teaching you to recognize what has endured. Gratitude is not about pretending your life has been easy. It is about recognizing that I have carried you through what should have crushed you. I want you to understand this deeply. What you focus on grows in your perception. When you dwell on pain, pain feels larger. When you rehearse disappointment, disappointment tightens its grip. But when you choose gratitude, even in the middle of difficulty, you begin to see light breaking through places you thought were permanently dark. Gratitude shifts the atmosphere of your mind. It softens the heart. It invites peace to sit beside sorrow instead of being swallowed by it. Some days, gratitude will not come easily. I know that. There will be mornings when your body aches, when loneliness feels loud, when memories stir both love and grief at the same time. On those days, I am not asking you to feel thankful. I am asking you to choose it. Gratitude is not a feeling first. It is an act of obedience, and when you obey, feelings eventually follow. I am calling you to begin each day with gratitude before fear has a chance to speak. Before worry reminds you of your age, your limitations, or your uncertainties. I want you to thank me. Thank me for waking up. Thank me for another day to see, to think, to remember, to love. When you do this, you are not just forming a habit. You are building a shield around your mind. Throughout your day, I want you to notice the small mercies, the quiet kindness of a stranger, the moment of beauty that stops you, even briefly, the problem that could have been worse but was not, the memory that makes you smile instead of cry. These moments are not random. They are evidence that I am still present, still involved, still attentive to every detail of your life. At the end of your day, before sleep closes your eyes, I want you to reflect, not on what went wrong first, but on what went right. Recall at least 3 moments where my goodness touched your day. This practice will rewire your thinking. It will teach your mind to rest instead of rehearse worry. It will help your spirit release the weight you were never meant to carry into the night. I promise you this: a life shaped by gratitude will experience more joy, not because circumstances become perfect, but because your perspective becomes anchored in truth. You will find peace even when answers are incomplete. You will find strength even when your body feels weak. You will find hope even when the future feels uncertain. And you will find me closer than you ever realized, because gratitude always draws you nearer to my presence. I am not finished with you. Your years still matter. Your voice still matters. Your prayers still move heaven. Gratitude will help you see that your life is not defined by what you have lost, but by what I am still doing within you. Trust me in this. Obey me in this. Let gratitude become the language of your heart, and watch how I transform the rest. Listen to me, my beloved, because I know this season feels different from all the others you have walked through. Your steps may be slower now. Your strength may not rise as quickly as it once did. Your world may feel quieter, and sometimes that silence speaks louder than any crowd ever did. But hear me clearly and without doubt. I have not stepped away from you. I have not grown distant. I have not forgotten your name or your story. I am with you now just as surely as I was with you in every season that came before. There were years when life was full of motion, responsibility, noise, and urgency. You remember those days. You were needed everywhere. People depended on you. Decisions had to be made quickly. Strength was assumed. In those years, it was easy to believe I was with you because you could see progress, productivity, and purpose unfolding right in front of you. But now, when the pace has slowed and the spotlight has faded, the enemy wants to convince you that my presence has faded too. That is a lie, and I command you not to accept it. I am not only the God of beginnings and breakthroughs, I am the God of endurance, stillness, and completion. I do not abandon my children when their hair turns gray or when their hands tremble. I draw closer. When others pull away, I remain. When the world measures worth by usefulness, I measure it by love. And my love for you has not weakened with time. It has deepened. I know the moments when loneliness creeps in unexpectedly, when the house feels too quiet, when familiar voices are missing, when memories arrive uninvited and sit heavy on your heart. I am there in those moments. I am not watching from a distance. I am sitting with you in the silence. I am collecting every tear you try to hide. I am listening when you speak to me in thoughts instead of words. There are days when your body reminds you of its limits, when pain interrupts rest, when energy fades sooner than you planned. I want you to know that I am not disappointed in you on those days. I am not measuring you by what you can no longer do. I am present in your weakness, sustaining you in ways you cannot see. Your value has never been tied to your physical strength. Your worth was sealed by my love long before your body ever showed signs of wear. You may wonder at times why certain prayers were answered differently than you hoped, why some losses came despite your faith, why some doors closed and never reopened. I am not offended by these questions. I hear them. I hold them. And even when I do not give you explanations, I give you my presence. I am not a distant God who demands trust without offering closeness. I walk with you through confusion, not just clarity. I want you to understand something that will bring your soul peace. My presence does not depend on your feelings. There will be days you do not feel me. Days when faith feels thin and prayers feel heavy. That does not mean I am gone. Feelings change. I do not. I am with you when you sense me, and I am with you when you do not. I am with you in certainty, and I am with you in doubt. You are not behind. You have not missed your purpose. This season is not an afterthought. It is not a waiting room before the end. It is sacred. It is intentional. There is wisdom in you that only time could shape. There is depth in you that only endurance could form. Your life still speaks, even when your voice is quiet. Your faith still teaches, even when your steps are slow. I am especially close to you now because I know how easy it is to feel overlooked. Families grow busy. Friends move on. The world rushes forward without stopping to check who it left behind. But I see you. I have always seen you, and I will never pass you by. When you sit alone, I sit with you. When sleep escapes you, I remain awake beside you. When fear whispers about the future, I speak peace over your heart. Do not believe the lie that you are a burden. Do not accept the thought that your best days are the only days that mattered. I am still working in you and through you. Some of my most powerful work happens quietly, invisibly, in hearts that have learned to listen instead of rush. Your prayers carry weight because they are shaped by years of walking with me. Your trust honors me because it has been tested and refined. I am with you in every season, not just the ones that look impressive. I was with you when you were strong, and I am with you now when you are tired. I was with you when your world was full, and I am with you now when it feels small. I will be with you tomorrow, and I will be with you until your final breath, and even beyond that, because my presence does not end where life on earth does. Rest in this truth. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. Let this certainty settle into your bones and calm your spirit. I am here. I have always been here. And I am not going anywhere. Listen to me closely now, because this truth is meant to steady your heart when everything else feels uncertain. There are battles being fought on your behalf that you cannot see, conflicts unfolding beyond your understanding, movements taking place that have not yet reached your awareness. Just because you do not see my hand does not mean it is not moving. Just because you do not hear my voice does not mean I am silent. I am fighting for you, even now. Especially now. I know there are moments when you feel worn down, when the length of the struggle makes you wonder if relief will ever come. You have prayed prayers that seem to echo back in silence. You have waited through seasons that stretched far longer than you expected. And the enemy has whispered that your waiting means abandonment, that delay means defeat. But I tell you this with authority. Waiting is not losing. Silence is not absence. Delay is not denial. There are things I am protecting you from that you will never know. There are paths you wanted that would have led to harm. There are doors you knocked on that, if opened, would have broken your spirit. There are answers you demanded that, if given too soon, would have overwhelmed you. I see the whole picture. You see only a moment. Trust that my restraint is as loving as my provision. I am fighting in ways that do not announce themselves. I am changing hearts quietly. I am redirecting outcomes gently. I am weakening what seeks to harm you and strengthening what will sustain you. You may feel as though the opposition has been relentless, but hear me clearly. The victory has never been in doubt. You are not fighting for victory. You are standing in one that has already been secured. Some of the battles you face are not against circumstances, but against discouragement, against the temptation to give up, against the slow erosion of hope. These are the battles that feel most exhausting because they happen within you. And it is there, in the quiet corners of your mind and heart, that I am working most persistently. Every time you choose to keep going, every time you choose trust over fear, every time you choose hope over despair, you are aligning yourself with the work I am already doing. Do not measure my activity by your comfort. Some of my greatest victories are won in discomfort. Growth stretches. Healing aches before it soothes. Freedom often comes after endurance. I know you would rather see immediate resolution, but I am more concerned with lasting transformation. What I am building in you will outlive the battle itself. You have faced storms that others never knew about. You have carried burdens quietly, so no one else would have to. You have remained faithful even when your heart was tired. None of that has gone unnoticed. I have seen every act of endurance. I have honored every moment of trust. And I have been fighting for you through it all, even when you felt like you were standing alone. There are forces at work that would love to convince you that your efforts no longer matter, that your prayers no longer carry weight, that your faith has grown weak with time. That is a lie meant to disarm you. Your prayers are seasoned by years of experience. Your faith has been refined by fire. Your trust has depth because it has survived disappointment. You are not weaker now. You are wiser. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that I am not overwhelmed. When you feel unsure, remember that I am not confused. When you feel powerless, remember that my strength has not diminished. You do not have to fight every battle yourself. In fact, I never intended for you to. Some battles are won not by striving but by surrender, by placing the weight back into my hands and trusting me to carry it. I know it is difficult to let go when you have spent a lifetime being responsible, providing, fixing, and protecting. But this season invites you to rest in my defense, to trust that I am capable of handling what you cannot, to believe that I am still active even when your role changes. Let me fight for you. Let me stand between you and what threatens your peace. You will not always understand the timing of my interventions. There will be moments when it feels like I arrived too late. But I assure you I am never late. I arrive precisely when my purpose requires it. What feels like delay to you is often preparation. What feels like loss is sometimes protection. What feels like defeat is often the final movement before victory. Lift your eyes from what is visible and remember that not all battles are meant to be seen. Some victories happen in the unseen realm before they ever appear in your life. Trust that I am moving even when circumstances look unchanged. Trust that I am working even when progress feels slow. Trust that I am faithful even when answers take time. You are not fighting alone. You never have been. I am your defender, your shield, your strength. I am standing for you when you feel unable to stand. I am pushing back darkness you cannot perceive. I am securing outcomes you have not yet imagined. Rest in this truth and let it calm your spirit. Listen to me now with a quiet heart, because what I am about to tell you is meant to bring you rest. Not temporary comfort, not wishful thinking, but deep, settled peace. Your future is secure in my hands, not uncertain, not fragile, not dependent on chance, health, finances, or the opinions of others. It is held firmly by me, and nothing can loosen my grip. I know that as years pass, thoughts about the future can carry more weight. You think about what lies ahead, about how much strength you will have, about who will be there, about what will happen to those you love. The enemy tries to use these questions to stir fear, but I tell you now, fear has no authority over what I have already secured. The days ahead are not unknown to me. I have already stepped into them, and I am waiting for you there. You have spent much of your life planning, providing, protecting, and preparing. You have carried responsibility faithfully, but now I am inviting you into something deeper than preparation. I am inviting you into trust. Not trust that ignores reality, but trust that rests in my sovereignty. You do not need to control what is coming. You do not need to solve every future concern. You do not need to stay anxious to stay safe. I am your safety. There will be changes ahead, yes. Seasons will continue to shift. Strength will ebb and flow. People will come and go. But none of this threatens your future, because your future is not built on circumstances. It is built on me. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. When everything else changes, I remain. When everything else feels uncertain, I am steady. I know you worry about being a burden. I know you fear being forgotten. I know you wonder if your life will end quietly, unnoticed, or alone. Hear me clearly. You are never unseen. Your name is known. Your life is remembered. Every breath you take matters to me. Your ending is not something to fear, because I am present not only at beginnings, but at completions. I am the God who stays. Your future is not a dark hallway you must walk alone. It is a path illuminated by my presence. Even when you cannot see far ahead, I guide each step. You do not need to know what tomorrow holds to walk faithfully today. Tomorrow is already in my care. You are not stepping into the unknown. You are stepping into what I have prepared. I have plans for you that do not expire with age. Purpose does not retire. Love does not diminish. Faith does not lose its power. Some of the most meaningful moments of your life are still ahead, not because they will be loud or impressive, but because they will be deeply filled with my presence. Peace will grow where anxiety once lived. Contentment will settle where striving once ruled. You may feel that your world has grown smaller, but I tell you this: what feels smaller on the outside is often deeper on the inside. This is a season where roots go down, where trust matures, where peace becomes unshakable. You are not fading. You are being refined. You are not nearing the end of usefulness. You are nearing the fullness of wisdom. Your family, your legacy, your influence are all in my hands as well. You do not need to fear for those you love. I love them more than you ever could. I will guide them, correct them, comfort them, and carry them long after you feel you can no longer do so. Release them to me. Trust me with what matters most to you. I am faithful with what you place in my care. I want you to stop rehearsing worst-case scenarios in your mind. They are not prophecies. They are not truths. They are fears trying to masquerade as wisdom. Instead, rehearse my promises. Remind your heart that I am good, that I am present, that I am in control. Speak peace over yourself. Speak trust over your future. These are not empty words. They are declarations of alignment with my truth. There will come days when you feel tired, when the weight of life presses heavy, when rest feels elusive. On those days, remember this: you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to lean. You are allowed to place the future back into my hands again and again. I do not grow weary of carrying you. I do not sigh in frustration when you come to me with the same concerns. I welcome your trust, no matter how many times you need to offer it. Your future is not something you must survive. It is something you are meant to walk through with me. There will be grace for each day, strength for each challenge, comfort for each sorrow, joy for each moment of gratitude. I will never ask you to face a tomorrow without giving you what you need to meet it. And when the final chapter of your earthly life is written, it will not end in loss, but in fulfillment. You will not fall out of my hands at the end. You will be gathered more fully into them. There is no fear in that moment, only peace. No uncertainty, only homecoming. No separation, only closeness. So be calm, be still. Let your heart rest. Your future is secure. Your life is held. Your story is known. And I am with you, now and always.